All right. Well, we'll look forward to talking to you again when we see you on television next.
Krystal, what's your Instagram handle?
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, Krystal. Sorry, I said Krystal. So
Oh my God! Oh my God! What a way to end the interview.
Carmen.
In the plugs. Ahoy. We are back with another... nope, it's not a sea rat. Not a sea rat. It's somebody who has roots, has a career, isn't running from things. It is a charter guest interview. Today we are joined by none other than Carmen of Under the Northern Sun. How are you? Thank you for joining us.
Hi, I'm great. Thanks for asking me to be on.
Yeah, of course.
I'm excited to talk to you guys.
We are excited to talk to you. You were a wonderful guest. I think I'm a fan of yours because I watched a reality show that you were on called Ready for Love. Or Ready for Love? Is that what it was called? I watch
Ready to Love.
Whenever they do the marathons on Saturday, I have to watch it. So
What is Ready to Love?
Okay, so I could watch shows about 20-year-olds dating and trying to fall in love, but I'm aged out of that. So
Not really.
Well, yeah, it is. I don't want to see 22-year-olds try and bang on an island.
You are aged out of that.
Well, yeah, I'm
but
aged
you
out.
still watch it all the time.
Don't.
Like
I have
try
no
to get
interest.
you to watch good stuff, and you just don't ever.
I
want to
watch shows, dating shows about people my age.
Yeah.
And Ready for Love is a show about people that had bad experiences in relationships. They're ready to be in love again.
Okay.
And it's a dating show that has basically counselors, dating experts, and they kind of help you through the dating process.
Sounds awful.
Oh, no. Did I nail it, Carmen? Is that pretty much how it works?
Yeah, it's a dating show. There's 10 men, 10 women, and it's good and weird because it's like they come on and they date everyone and then decide who they don't like, who they're not connected with.
Yeah.
And then they kind of zoom in on the people who are the ones that they're liking, right?
Yeah.
And then there's always that competition because sometimes there's a man or woman that everybody likes.
Right. God, it's, yes. Even with Carmen explaining, it sounds so awful.
I know, it's an amazing show.
I was distracted. Your nails are unbelievable. Okay, so we have to get into your time aboard the Life Aquatic yacht known as the Northern Sun. That's what it's called, right?
Yes,
the Northern
it is.
Sun.
A former Japanese fishing boat.
Yeah. So let's start with that. How was the boat? Because it kind of looks like shit.
I was severely disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm like, so what what happens is, right? You know, you're staying in your room before you get there, and you're like, oh, which one am I gonna be? You see all these yachts out there, right? And you're like, ooh, that's the one. That's the one. And so we're like, ooh, oh no, that's the one right there. Ooh, we're gonna have a great time, right? Because we have no idea because this is like the first of the first, right? So I'm walking and they're like, no, keep going. I'm like, why would I keep going? This is the one I want to be on right here.
Yeah.
I keep walking and I'm like, womp, womp, womp. I'm like, what is this? No, okay. I'm not even saying I'm thankful. I mean, I was just like, okay, think positive.
Yeah, sure.
I've seen better.
Okay, I think that's fair answer.
Yeah, when you were in the hotel room, you were picking out all the boats, and you pointed to Under the Northern Sun, and you were like, let's just hope it's not that one. And that was the one that you guys vacationed on.
What even in my stratosphere? I was like,
yeah.
That will be one of those two over there.
So Carmen, when you were the primary, so when you're arranging this trip, you have no idea what the vessel looks like?
No.
Wow.
God. Don't do this, people. Don't pay for this vacation. It's just not good.
Okay, next, a lot of listeners were asking about this. Okay, and I think Below Deck and the producers could do a way better job about this, is explaining the dynamic of the relationships between the charter guests.
Yeah.
I could not figure out how everybody knows each other in your group. Do you mind explaining how everybody knows each other?
So, we're adults, right? So we have most people have jobs. Some people are entrepreneurs. Some people have a 9 to 5, whatever it is, right? So when it comes to really, and some people it's just out of their price range or whatever, right? So when it comes to things, you're like, okay, are the stars aligning?
Yeah.
Right? I have to take time off, or can I just be gone? We were still doing COVID tests at that time. Like, have you had your shots? Like a lot of things have to align at that point, right? So in this instance, my best friend, Brandon, true best friend.
Yeah.
If you look at social media, you'll see, and especially Facebook, Barbie and Black Barbie and Ken.
Yeah.
And so Stacy and Brad were Brandon's friends, and I had got to know them. You feel comfortable, right? Ashley was an associate.
Okay.
We ran some circles together.
Yeah, and then
she said, I have this darling woman named Krystal.
Yeah.
Well, she was horrid.
Yeah.
She's the demon.
Yeah.
She's Satan's spawn.
Okay.
And so, but to me, I'm thinking, first of all, I had just came off Ready to Love. So I was like, I need some time. I just want to go on a vacation, a yacht with people. How could you mess that up?
Sure.
Yeah, you can.
You bring Krystal on.
Yes. So you have to be careful with a friend of a friend or an associate of a friend or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to know their motives. Are they thirsty? Are thirsty for fame? Thirsty for, I've been on TV. I'm still on TV. I don't have to be thirsty. Some people take that little bit. And I think I saw Krystal post somewhere, she's a reality star. I'm like, no, honey, no, you're not. So you have to be careful of, and you don't know that it's in them until you see it.
The camera's not rolling. So what I thought, trying to understand the relationship, was somehow Brandon's in between the two of you. Is she, in fact, the friend of a friend of Brandon? Was he the connecting factor in this?
No, Ashley is the associate.
Okay.
And I said, hey, would you be interested in that? She said, yes. She says, I have a great friend that I would love to bring.
Yeah.
So I had never met Krystal.
Yeah, so moving forward, I think that you should put a hard embargo on friends of friends, or maybe just on Chrissy. So let's talk about Chrissy.
Krystal, right?
Yeah, Krystal.
So, well, actually, I'm sorry. So a couple more questions. So with respect to Krystal, so that when you guys get on the boat, that's the first time you're interacting with her?
When we were in the hotel before the boat.
How was the hotel, or how was she vibing in the hotel before the cameras?
Couldn't have been great.
Well, the first red flag, and it's crazy. Just my life has a lot of levels. Was she was from Maryland, and I said something to the back that I like to be in an area where it is a melting pot of different nationalities.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to be in just an area that's only black or only white or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And Maryland is predominantly black, where she was saying, I was like, I like to be around all kinds of people. I'm a disabled veteran in the military, traveled the world. I have learned experiences of who I am is because I have taken a bit from everywhere.
Should we do it at the same time?
Do what?
Thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your service, Carmen. Sorry. Welcome
So
aboard.
when I said that, she called me a racist.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm like, well, it doesn't equate to racist. I just don't want to be somewhere that is predominantly one race.
Right.
I want to be somewhere where I can.
One would say it's the exact opposite of racism.
It's a really, really good way to kick off a vacation.
All right, so I have to question. So her friend, the associate, is she doing anything because it certainly wasn't picked up by the cameras. It seemed like Brandon tried to be kind of the mediator. Did her friend try and stop her at any point in this horrible behavior?
No. Okay. So at first, I don't know if they showed it because I haven't even actually watched the second episode.
You come off great.
Thank you. At some point, I go to Ashley and I said, why does she keep calling me Karma? I don't know if y'all saw that. I don't know because I haven't seen it. I'm like, why does she keep calling me Karma? Like, she was like, girl, I don't know. Don't worry about it, Karma. I said, what? Hold on. Now, mind you, I had came off Ready to Love, and they kind of made me a little bit of a villain. I don't want to go on a vacation as a villain. So I have a sassy mouth. However, I'm like, this is not the time or the place. I'm not going to be disrespectful to the crew. And I just don't understand this anger, right?
Yeah.
So I said something to Ashley, and she kind of like shrugged me off. Later on, I realized there was a meeting or a dinner, and they said, how can we become noticeable, more successful or famous on this situation? Let's go after the primary.
Really?
That they had a meeting about it. That's why Chrissy was coming after me. If you notice, Brandon says, and I know he said it, but I don't know if it was showed because, like I said, I didn't watch it. Brandon says, why do you keep coming after Carmen? Because she knew that me and the primary, they're going to ask me questions. They're going to follow me around. And she wanted the little bit of fame that she could by following around. Mind you, what no one knows is after everything was done, she goes to the producers and says, please remove all the things I did.
Really?
You just ruined my vacation, ma'am. Now you want to remove everything?
Well, she should have read through that contract that Andy created one night in hell with some other demons. There's no getting out of that.
No, there's sign in blood. Okay, so let's talk about the vacation. You were the victims of a shorthanded crew. I want to just specifically ask about the molten chocolate bowl, but overall, how was the service?
You know what? The service was really good. I had no problem with the food. The chef, to me, did a great job. Laura, I guess you've all seen Laura. Laura, she was really good. She actually was here with me in DC with me and Brandon recently. She had a little pizzazz. I love that she had that little pizzazz, and she had the little comebacks that were like, really? Okay.
Yeah. She's
and
like
it kept it spicy.
She's like an Eastern European snake.
And I think Aisha, is that her name?
Yeah.
I loved her accent. Oh my God. I loved her.
Yeah.
And the captain was the captain.
Well, he came and he hand fed you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about another captain. No. Captain. The captain.
Yeah.
First of all, let me tell you, I had said that. I had said I wanted him to do that.
Yeah.
Mind you, I forgot it. Right. And so can you imagine? Good morning. This is Aisha. Good morning, Carmen. And I'm like, God. I'm trying to make sure my hair, you wake up trying to make sure your hair is okay.
Right.
I'm like this. I'm like, okay. And he has like a freaking like rose in his mouth and freaking orange juice and coffee. I asked for it and he actually did it.
Yeah, no, just a thick piece of cock walks into your room with a fucking Zorro mask and a rose in his mouth.
By the way, did I catch?
Just wanted to make sure I'm like, are my eyes cockeyed right now? I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine waking up and this dreamy guy is just like,
yeah. I'd say
every night.
I'd say get the fuck out of here.
Who was the guy? Was there a man sleeping in bed with you?
Brandon, my best friend.
That was Brandon. Okay, he was passed out. Okay.
So Brandon's gay. So it's
right.
So like he said, Brandon woke up and he had put some eyelashes on that night. So one eyelash is on his forehead, the other eyelash is like on his cheek. It was like he didn't even know until the captain was going out.
Sorry if you don't mind, Dylan. A question back to Krystal.
I was just going to say the captain is an expert in weaves and fake eyelashes, so
yes.
he was probably judging the shit out of you.
100%. And so was Carmen. Have you spoken with Krystal after filming?
What's amazing is, some people are delusional, right?
Yeah.
At the hotel after we left the yacht, she was waiting for us, me and Brandon, in the lobby and would not leave us alone. Like just waiting. And she apologized. But, you wasted a vacation. like that's not something that you can easily apologize for, you know.
Yeah.
She apologized, and then when we came back to the States, I saw her. I've seen her maybe 3 times, and she's delusional, and she thinks, "Hey, Carmen, how are you?" And I outrank her.
What do you mean you outrank her?
She's a captain.
Oh, is she in the military too?
No, I say that because I'm prior military. When I say I outrank someone, it means that I'm more notable than she is.
Okay.
So if I get in an altercation with her or something like that, it's going to bring her up. Her name's going to be glorified.
Sure. Yeah.
Just so you know,
like we had several interviews on the news and different platforms. If I even address her, that's still giving her some kind of power.
Sounds like some 48 laws of power shit right there.
Well, Krystal has,
and that's what she wants.
Krystal
has that. So I don't want to even like really mention her name because for me
neither.
the story, like 7 people's vacation or 6 people's vacation.
So did she ruin it, Carmen? Because so something we've seen, we are 3 for 3. So coming off Sailing, which is another version of Below Deck, the 2 last charter guest groups argued insanely during their charter. Then you guys come on and people aren't getting along. And I had theorized that the cameras do a lot to people, and also, and you brought up a great point, sometimes you're inviting different people that you don't know from different friend groups. That can cause a rub. But also, all the money that you guys are spending, there's this expectation that puts a sense of anxiety, even when you're supposed to be enjoying yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You're kind of like, I'm spending all this money, I got to make it worth it. And so it kind of brings out the worst in people.
And speaking of, we got to figure out, is it appropriate to ask the exact dollar amount that Krystal contributed to the tip?
Hey, look, she can be.
I think in Krystal's situation, and after this point, I probably won't mention her name. I'll say the other. Yeah. In the other situation, misery loves company. She was going through a miserable situation in her life.
Okay.
Right? And also, I had just been on TV. I mean, I had just been on a whole thing on OWN and stuff like that. So I know TV. I like it, but don't need it. People, like, you have to understand, when we're going through stuff, people are fighting to be in the front. Right? It's crazy. Like, we're walking.
You mean like in life?
Or just to give some context, Krystal, the other situation, she has a platform where she gives advice for empowerment for women.
Oh, yeah.
And so these two might have been rubbing up against each other because Krystal was.
Well, you have to admit, Carmen, the other situation does seem quite empowered.
Who?
I don't want to talk about her anymore.
Yeah, we don't. Sorry, we don't.
I don't want to talk about her anymore.
No, you know what it was the only power she could have, because she's definitely not me.
Yeah,
right?
No,
and she doesn't have my platform, and she doesn't have anything I have. Is to fight me.
Yeah,
that was the power move that she was trying to do.
Yeah,
and literally, normally you would see me in any other platform, I'd be like, but if I did that, would give her more power.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Right? So
no, we don't want to do that.
I'm going to sit back.
Yeah.
And I said to Brandon, I said, stop entertaining her.
Yeah.
Because you're giving her leverage to me, because she's coming through you to get to me.
Brandon was having a great time with it.
Now, you should never judge a person on their worst day, and Brandon definitely had a pretty bad day by calling the captain a bitch, which, if you think about it, I think it might have been just Brandon drinking a little too much, and then
I don't think when I talked to Brandon, I don't think he called. I think there's some editing with that.
Yeah.
I think he was. I think he was talking to Krystal or something.
Yeah.
Or he said something like.
He was probably talking to the gods or something. You just say shit.
I don't know, but he felt really bad about it.
And he apologized.
And mind you, I was upset with Brandon because I know Brandon's mom. And I'm like, oh my God, you could have been eaten by a shark. And now I have to call your mom and say, you can't find Brandon.
And that does happen. That kid in New Orleans or something, or
he got eaten by a tiger shark.
Eaten by a shark.
But if there were sharks there, they could have eaten Krystal too. So,
Yeah.
All right. So, Carmen, I have to ask you, would you ever do a vacation like this again?
I learned a lot. What also people didn't know, and I don't think they show that, I lost my luggage.
They didn't show
So
that.
Yeah, no.
the clothes that I had on were like the gift shop store.
Oh, wow. Well, you looked fantastic.
Thank you. So now I learned that you have to have a carry-on with these 2 outfits, a bathing suit, makeup, and whatever, right?
Yeah.
Will I will do that again.
All right. You know, I bet Krystal rerouted the other situation. I bet she fucking rerouted the luggage. That was the beginning play. That was the beginning of it.
Well, and then the other thing is, like, you're right. I think I feel bad for the other person because she's supposed to be a life coach and empowering women. Yeah. And you literally did the opposite of what women should do for each other.
I agree. And also, she was pretty rude to the staff. I always say, look, you deserve to be waited on hand and foot, and they should get you whatever you guys want. You're paying all that money. It's a vacation. But yeah, you still got to be polite. And Krystal, you haven't seen the episode, Carmen. She showcases some pretty bad behavior.
And polite you were as well, Carmen. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you have a magnificent evening in the Big Easy.
And I assume you have some things you'd like to plug?
Oh, okay. Yes. You'll see me on Love and Marriage DC.
Really?
Coming up soon on the OWN network. Of course, I'm on Fox 5 DC. You'll see me on there, and you'll see me on Bravo again sometime.
Beautiful. All right. Well, we'll look forward to talking to you again when we see you on television next.
Krystal, what's your Instagram handle?
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, Krystal. Sorry, I said Krystal.
Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. What a way to end the interview.
Carmen.
In the plugs.
Carmen,
what's your Instagram handle? I'm sorry. I've said Krystal so many times tonight.
It's Felder.Carmen on IG, Carmen Felder on Facebook. And definitely, I'll be seeing you guys probably in 6 months.
We'd love to catch up with you
soon. Thank you so much for your time. We had a great time talking.
All right. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks a lot, Carmen.
Thank you. Bye.